Hello, Buffs. Today we are going to write an argument essay based on what we have read over the last 4 weeks. So you'll go into Canvas, access modules, and then you'll scroll down to find the writing an argument essay. So you were introduced to this freshman year, the CER paragraph. We are going to turn the paragraph into an essay. So you'll have your claim, your evidence, and reasoning. And instead of it being in one paragraph, it's going to be an entire essay. The prompt is it better to embrace being different or try to fit in? So the first thing you have to do is you have to determine what is your claim, which side of the issue are you on? Is it better to embrace being different, or is it better to try to fit in? That is your choice that you have to make. Once you've decided on that, then you will start your pre-writing. And we have you'll get a graphic organizer to help you with that. So in your pre-writing, you have to create a claim or a position to answer the prompt. Use examples from the text we've studied to support that claim, and then use reasoning to explain how your examples support the claim. And that's going to look like this. So here's where you're going to put your claim. It is better to embrace being different instead of trying to fit in. Or it is better to try to fit into society instead of being different. Then you're going to have your two body paragraphs that support your claim. So you would have, it's better to try to fit in to society because, and then you'll give your two pieces of evidence and your reasoning. Now, when it comes to your evidence and reasoning, one piece of evidence can be from your own experience. One piece of evidence can be from one of the texts we read. Or you can use both pieces of evidence can be from a quote or an example from the text we read. Paragraph 2 would be, it is better to try to fit into society instead because, all right? So you'll have some parallelism with your topic sentences. There's two reasons. You need to come up with two reasons to support your claim. Then the counterclaim is going to be the opposition. So if you chose to write your essay on trying to fit in, then you would say others may believe it's better to embrace being different instead of fitting in. And then give an example of how that would happen. And then under the rebuttal, you need to restate your position and how the opposing argument is false. So that's what you will do with your pre-writing. Once you have done your pre-writing, then you can jump right into your essay. You can start a piece of paper, write your claim, and then your first paragraph with the evidence, your second paragraph with the evidence, the counterclaim, and their opposing argument and evidence, and your rebuttal. There's your rough draft. That's all it is. Okay? Then, when we come back to class on next class, then you will start your revision. You'll be making changes to the organization, the evidence, and the reasoning. So maybe you found something better, or maybe you like paragraph 2 better than paragraph 1, so you want to start off that way. Okay? So you'll make your changes and then type up your final copy in MLA format. You must have a works cited, and you must turn it in on Canvas. Your pre-writing and rough draft can be handwritten on paper. So your pre-writing, you'll get that form, and then you can turn it over and write your rough draft on the back. And you can turn that in when you turn in your final copy. The final copy of the essay must be turned in by the end of class next time. I have already given you all of the text we have covered in class, so that if you're using quotes from what we read, this is where you would help your works cited. Make sure that if you have it on your works cited, you have included a quote from that source. You only cite the sources you are using. Okay? Here is how it's going to be graded. There are 5 points to make sure that you have turned in your pre-writing, your rough draft, and your final copy. So you are showing the writing process. 10 points are going to focus on, does it have a claim, evidence, reasoning, counter-argument, and rebuttal? So does it have all of the elements? Is it in MLA format? Okay. So there's the 20 points. You can see the bulk of the essay is going to focus on the argument elements. Do you have a claim? Do you have evidence to support your claim? Have you explained that? Did you address the counter argument? Okay. So this is how your essay is going to be scored. This will go into the 9 weeks grade. If you have any questions during class as you're working, or if you have any questions, just email me or come up and talk to me, and we can work together to make sure you have a great essay. Good luck.